Straight away, Extraction starts with my biggest pet peeve this gaming generation. A forced, painfully boring, and pointless VR-themed tutorial that really only serves to ruin any stressful first encounters you'll have with the aliens. Imagine if before your first ever game of COD Zombies, you had to play a level and have every single thing explained to you step by step. I'd get it if Rainbow Six Extraction was a very complex game, but it's not. It's really not. Also, fuck Ubisoft. I'm not going to pretend that absolutely no effort went into Extraction, but this is still quite clearly a reskin of Rainbow Six Siege. And for the same reasons it didn't work for Metal Gear Survive, it doesn't work for Extraction. A lot of the time, simple gameplay isn't inherently a bad thing, and Extraction is as simple as it gets. The basic gist of most levels is start the level, crawl around for a bit and find some random objectives, hold down some area while something scans or blows up, and leave. My personal favourite objective is practically holding an alien's hand while it slowly walks into a trap. Why do you need an alien? I don't know, research or some shit. I don't care, you don't care, and no one cares less than Extraction. It's all just the same stuff you've played before in so many other countless games. The only really important question, though, is does it do it better than those other countless games? If you want the short answer, this is a Ubisoft game. For the longer answer, we need to talk about the aliens. Unlike COD Zombies, which this game quite apparently wants to be inspired by, the enemies don't feel remotely threatening, even on the harder difficulties. Again, like with Metal Gear Survive, when it came to designing the alien invaders, they just decided to take generic human shapes and put spikes on them. Oh, and also one is fast, crawls, and blows up. Kinda like all the normal special infected concepts just rolled into one boring alien. It's very bog standard stuff. And they didn't stop with the enemies. The levels are also the most uninteresting they could possibly be. They don't feel cohesive, there's no fluidity between each room, which means there's nothing memorable about any of them. Even Back 4 Blood managed to craft a few somewhat memorable areas in their levels. Most disappointingly though, the one thing that made Siege stand out above all the other multiplayer shooters was the ability to blow up practically everything. In Extraction, it feels like they started off with that in mind, but quickly realised it didn't work for whatever reason, and they scaled it back. It happens. But when it happens to the one element of your game that keeps it from playing like every other similar game, it's not good. And that's really where all of Extraction's problems stem from. It wants to have the same scope and style of Rainbow Six Siege, but Siege's gameplay was slow-paced and tense. But that's because you were fragile, and an attack could come from anywhere at any time. In this, you can take a few hits, and the enemies are content to just outright sprint at you and get shot. And that has the adverse effect of removing any need to set up and barricade areas. The most important thing Extraction needed to do was find the right way to marry Siege's focus on preparation with threatening AI enemies. And it fucked it. There's no sense of verticality, and the alien's AI is so stupid, it'll smash its head off a closed door instead of walking through the open one right next to it. So any fun scenarios involving your team planning and setting up the perfect kill zone are non-existent, and the tension and immersion go straight out the window with it. It's so clear that Ubisoft wanted everyone to know this was a Rainbow Six game, but it didn't care that it's nothing like a Rainbow Six game. Tom Clancy must be rolling in his grave. Everything about Extraction screams desperation. A desperation to keep nudging you and convincing you that this is just like Siege. And you love Siege, so you have to love this. It didn't work when Konami did it. It's not working now, Ubisoft. The most apparent example of Ubisoft's desperation to sell this game off the back of Siege's goodwill is the way it keeps telling me to use the drone to look for objectives. Except unlike Siege, where there's not only a specifically crafted part of a match to do that, there's also a map that's designed to make it enjoyable. Extraction expects you to stop dead and zoom around a map that was in no way designed to make the drones useful, all while also leaving yourself open to getting blown up. Even the animations are crappier versions of Siege's. I'm honestly surprised that they created some new operators. Most of them are ripped out of Siege, and the few that are new are pretty generic. But I'm getting desperate myself trying to find a good reason to praise this game. I guess extracting downed teammates is cool, as long as you're not the one who went down. And on paper, I like the idea of the operators having health that carries over between missions. It could be a really simple but effective way of getting you to try new characters, something that I struggled with in Siege. In practice then, all it does is make me cycle between a few operators, waiting to be able to play as the one I like. At least it would, if any of them were interesting or played differently enough for me to actually like them. The irony there is that is Extraction's problem as a whole. On paper, it's interesting. In execution, it's not any different gameplay-wise from all the other co-op shooters out there. So not only do I not like it, I'm frustrated that I could be playing similar but much better games. I hope people see this for the low-effort, zombie-esque, generic cash grab that it is. And that's not a dig at you if you enjoy it. I just hope that more people start to lose interest in Ubisoft's games. If you need a really simple sum up of this game's quality within the genre, if Rainbow Six Siege is the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 Zombies mode, then Extraction is the Extinction mode in Call of Duty Ghosts. No, actually, that's not fair. I liked the Extinction mode way more than I liked this bargain bucket shit. Mainly because Ghosts didn't have the fucking gall to price a basic skin at £8. Hey guys, have you played Rainbow Six Extraction? Did you enjoy it? Do you prefer it to Siege? I don't think I'll see many people admit to that if they do. I think it's quite clear that I don't though. And honestly, if it wasn't for the fact I already owned Siege and that Extraction was on Game Pass, I wouldn't have made this video because fuck giving Ubisoft any money after the shit they've been getting away with. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did want to leave a like and subscribe, that would really help us out. And if you want to support us financially making these videos, then our Patreon link is in the description. Apart from all that, thank you for watching, fuck Ubisoft, and cheers.